This is a video tour of a compound built for but never used by imprisoned FLDS leader Warren Jeffs. My name is Jim Dalrymple. I'm a reporter with the Salt Lake Tribune, and I toured this compound on April 26th. So let's get started. This is the front of the compound looking north. Of particular note in this shot are the towering white walls. We were told that the building in this shot was briefly used by Warren Jeffs' brother Isaac as a residence. This is basically a parking lot in the center of the compound, but we were told that this was made with special extra white cement. It's really quite blinding when the sun hits it. So here we are now in the heart of the compound. So in other words, the walls don't just surround the area, they actually partition off parts of the middle. And as the camera moves forward, you can see a smaller brick home in the center. This home is visible from only up on top of hills in the city. And we were told, at least, that this house, again, right in the center of the compound, was built specifically for use by Warren Jeffs himself. And of course, he never used it because he was in prison when it was built. This is a water spigot that has been painted white. We were told Warren Jeffs ordered his followers to do that. It's one of a lot of little details that are just a little bit more unusual. Now, we didn't actually go in that little red brick building through the front door. We went in through a side entrance that took us into this kitchen-like area. What you see here is pretty typical of the entire building. It's light color schemes, typical cabinetry, that sort of thing. Here's another room in the same building. You can see on the floor there's striping from someone vacuuming it. Another interesting thing in this room is as it pans over, you can see these doors. These doors are extremely heavy. Note the 4 hinges holding them up. When you knock on them, they just kind of thud. They apparently are solid wood. In this shot, you can see Willie Jessup. He's a former FLDS member who purchased this property at an auction, and we're looking through a hallway-type chamber into a central room that was supposedly built specifically to Warren Jeffs' specifications. This is that same room through a door that we were told was recently cut in the wall to help disguise the purposes of the room, which, again, we were told was for Warren Jeffs to engage in sexual acts with possibly underage girls. We were told also that this room was heavily modified. The color scheme is obviously different. There's no carpet on the walls. We were told there was originally some sort of circular structure in here, but that was ripped out before Willie took control of the property after the auction. This next shot is of what looks like a little bathroom, but as the camera begins to move in, you'll see there's a sink to the left there, but behind the door, there's not actually a toilet, so it's not a bathroom. When we asked about it, we were told that it was a kind of dressing room that you would change into something else before you went into a different room in the building. This next shot is of that larger house that showed up at the beginning of the video here. This is a floor plan of that house. This shot gives you a sense of the compound's layout. The smaller building in the foreground is the one we were just seeing the inside of. Kind of interesting, we were told by people who worked on the larger building in the background that during construction they were not even allowed to look over the walls into the construction site on the smaller building that was meant for Warren Jeffs. Willie Jessup also purchased these condo-like apartments in the auction. They sit just to the east of the buildings in the last shot. The condos have a wood-burning stove in the living room. We were told that that was because there was concerns over being able to heat homes. Also in the auction, Willie Jessup purchased a large warehouse-type building. It was formerly used as the FLDS Church's Bishop's Storehouse. Willie Jessup has expressed interest in having this become a grocery store or some other type of store. This is a rear storage area, loading dock type place. You can see there from photographer Trent Nelson that it's a pretty large space. This is the exterior wall that surrounds the warehouse that we were seeing in the last shot, and notice that it is cement colored, not white. That pretty much wraps up this video tour. If you want more information, feel free to read the articles that we've published on this compound and other FLDS related topics. And thanks so much for tuning in.